Grand Rising, loved ones. Welcome back to another episode of Healing Wisdom with me, your favorite spiritual advisor, Empress Oracle. So today, I want to talk to you guys about depression, dealing with depression, a topic that used to be kind of taboo. Actually, people are just now really starting to open up about depression, especially in minority communities, African American, especially. Well, I'm going to start off telling you about my own personal experience with depression, okay? And this is a true story, no bullshit. So, a few years ago, I was in the military, and I personally would like to say that I like to consider myself a well-rounded, balanced woman. And throughout my life, everybody has their experiences, their ups and downs. You might be depressed or down a few days. Well, for me, I might get depressed or down about something, whether it be a breakup, loss of a job, whatever, for a few days. And then I'd be okay, I'd be good. But this time, at this point in life, I was, you know, in my early 30s, and I thought I had my shit together. And then it was just like everything just kind of just collapsed all at once. My health deteriorated. I started having all these health issues. My back messed up. I could barely walk. When I say I could barely walk, like seriously 5-10 steps max, and then I'm hunched over. I'm having spasms. Sometimes it would be so bad to the point I had to have the ambulance called when I was at work to take me to the hospital to get injections just to move. Sometimes I tried everything. I literally tried everything from my back and my head, and nothing was working. One treatment that I tried temporarily gave me like a little paralysis in my upper back. So I got depressed. I was away from home, in the military, of course. I had just got out of a relationship, and I was in school, and I worked in the daytime, and I had my children balancing my life. So I had all of that going on, and your girl just got depressed. Just depressed. It was just everything that could go wrong went wrong at that time in my life. And at first, I didn't really realize that I was depressed at first. You know, at first I just would just sleep it off, I used that to escape. That was my form of escapism, was sleeping. I would just go to sleep, and drink my wine, honey. Yes, I definitely was a wino, okay? Definitely. I mean, I think people in the military have a tendency to be some form of alcoholic anyway, and I definitely was a wino, and I can admit that. And it was just like I just would sleep. And the doctors, I would go to them. It got to the point where I went and sought help because I was like, this is not normal for me to feel this way. All I want to do is just sleep my life away, and eat my feelings, because I was doing that too. And I gained, like, between eating my feelings with all types of unhealthy shit that I didn't normally eat, by the way, because I used to be very health conscious and fit. On top of doing that, I was just in the pits, and I was like, okay, well, I need to go and get me some help or whatever, eating all this bullshit and sleeping my life away. And when I am up, not being able to function normally, could barely walk, could barely do anything, just in pain all the time. It's like my body was just fighting itself, literally. That's not a good feeling, guys. That's not a good feeling. I felt like I was in the body of like an 89-year-old cripple, like I don't know, stunt double or some shit. Body just fucked up. But I had to go seek help. I did. And a lot of times Black people, they have a problem with going to seek help And therapy, they think it's not for them. It's only for white people. Black people don't deal with their problems like that or whatever. And that is bullshit. Okay? When you feel like you have done everything or nothing is helping you, or you have to get stuff off your chest, or you need a voice of reason or something, you go and you get help. So I went to the counselor, and bless her dear sweetheart. She did not do not damn thing for me. Okay? Bless her heart. Bless her heart. She didn't do shit. She didn't do shit. Come to find out, when I went to her, she said that everything that I had already been doing, I mean, besides being depressed, was what she would have told me to do. She was like, the excellent coping mechanisms, you have figured it out. And I was like, me? What? You know? But some of the things that I did was just, first of all, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go fucking crazy with all these feelings and I can't do shit. Exercising used to be my method of, release for negative energy. And whenever I had a lot of feelings and stuff, and I couldn't do that because my body had just broke down on me, and I was dealing with all these other emotions, I had just got out of a relationship that I actually thought was going to go somewhere. Of course, the nigga let me on, surprise. But dealing with all of that, being away from family, not really having anybody there, I had to figure something out, okay? So I had to find a catharsis. And see, I took some notes for y'all. So a catharsis is a purification or a purging of the emotions, primarily through art. And I had to find that. So what I started to do was I started to paint. That's something that I used to do as a child. And I always had an interest in it. And I always really good in it. And I always used to watch Bob Ross. Shout out Bob Ross. May he rest in peace, So I started doing that. I started painting my feelings and my emotions. And once I started purging all of those feelings and I started feeling better. I started healing. I started healing myself because, it all started coming out in my art, and it was beautiful to me because it had passion, it had expression. I put my pain, I transmuted my pain into art. When you transmute something, you transform it. It's probably negative, and you transform it into something positive, into something beautiful, into something creative, into art. That's what I did. And it helped me a lot. And it also helped me to brush up on my skills since, like I said, I hadn't did this since I was a child. And it made me realize, okay, I want to explore in this. This is something I would like to do. It might help people. It might be therapeutic to others. It might speak to people's soul, whatever. So that's what I did. And you have to focus on something when you're depressed to bring you out of the darkness. You have to, whether it's your children, whether it is just the fact that you know that trouble don't last always. Okay? Just out of life experience already, you just know this shit too shall pass. Whatever it is, you just have to keep faith, and you just have to think about that light at the end of the tunnel. Just think about that light through the darkness, and you just have to keep pushing through that. That's how you get through the depression. But you have to express yourself. You can't keep it inside because it's going to make you go crazy. It's going to make you act out in negative ways. It's going to make you self-harm yourself, whether it's through neglect or, abundance, excess. It's going to make you do things that you shouldn't do. It's going to make you hurt other people because hurt people hurt people. When you are depressed, you have to find a way to express yourself. If you are not strong enough or you don't feel comfortable verbally expressing yourself to people, or you don't have anybody around you like I did at the time, I didn't have anybody around me like that. Find another way. Try art. If you've never picked up a paintbrush, you never picked up a pencil in your life, so what? So what? Try it. Try something that you think would be calming. If you have fidgety hands or something, try knitting, try crocheting, do something. But express that pain. Express that pain because it can help somebody else. And it's healing for you. Okay? It is a catharsis. And you need that to deal with depression. Okay? And if it's too much for you to deal with on your own, don't be afraid to seek help. I went to the psychiatrist. She didn't do shit, bless her heart. She used to act like she was tuning into another episode of Love and Hip Hop. Every time I came, like, so then what happened? And what did you do? And I just be expressing my thoughts dead ass serious. But I could see how she probably thought I was crazy or whatever. But that's fine. She said I wasn't, though. I did ask her. I was like, hey, I think I'm crazy. She was like, nah, you're not crazy. You're just something else, But that's cool. Side fact. Yeah. What else did I write from my notes, honey? Oh, yeah. And my feelings at the time, because we got to talk about these feelings when you're depressed. Because depression, for one, can affect men or women. Nobody is excluded from depression, okay? Nobody is too good for it. Nobody's too tough for it. Nobody's too manly. Nobody's too old. Nobody's too young to be depressed. Because I remember I was depressed when I was a child because I felt like I did not fit in. I felt like I was not from here. I felt like I was just different. And I still am. But the older I've gotten and the more I have lived life and have been brought out of all types of dark nights of the soul, I know my purpose. I knew when I was a child, when I felt that way, I knew I had a purpose. And I was like, okay, bet. But when this big one came, it was tough. It was tough, y'all. You getting hit from every angle and you try so hard. It was tough, y'all. But I pushed through. I expressed myself through art and creativity. I expanded my horizons and learned other things. I made plans. I started manifesting for my future. I'm taking the steps towards it. It ties into everything I've been telling you guys. Taking the steps towards it. And that's what you guys do too. You just keep on pushing, guys. Keep on pushing. And now I look back and I'm like, wow. Whew, that was tough. Thank God. But everything happens for a reason. And when you go through these things, instead of keeping to yourself, go through it. Find a positive way to go through it. Okay? Take note of it. So that way you can help somebody else. Trust me. Because everything you go through in life is for a reason. And you're going to have to help somebody else one day. All right? You're going to have to. You're going to have to. Focus on your kids. Focus on your health. Focus on your mobility, whatever it is. Be thankful for something. When you're in the depths of darkness and you feel depressed, be thankful for that. I was so depressed. I learned to be thankful for the smallest things that I took for granted. I learned to be thankful for my mobility. I learned to be thankful for life, for my stomach. I was taking so many medications. It got to the point I started having heart attack-like symptoms. I couldn't hold food down. Okay? I had ulcers in my stomach from stress, migraines. It was bad, guys. I learned to be thankful for my health, my mobility, life, and strength. Just being strong enough that I kept pushing because I just knew this can't be it. I was like, this ain't it. I refused. Doctors were telling me I was going to have surgery on my back. I was going to have surgery on my hip. I had surgery on my foot. My foot will never be the same again. I had surgery on my wrist. Okay. Been through it. I was like, oh yeah, nah, y'all tripping. They was like, you'll never be able to work out again. You're going to have to walk with a cane, which I probably still will have to if I put on some heels, but that's okay. I don't give a fuck. But they was like, you're going to be immobile. Like, you will never be the same again. And I was like, oh, y'all got me all the way fucked up. So for me, that was my light at the end of the tunnel, was showing their ass that they had me fucked up. And I was not going to lose my quality of life. I was not. I was going to still keep pushing, fulfill my dreams, be thankful, express gratitude, continue to manifest, and make it through, just like I did everything else. And now I'm here to tell you guys you can do it too, okay? That is how you deal with your depression. Don't eat your feelings like I did. Between that and the medications they had me on, let me tell you, your girl gained about 60-something pounds, y'all. Fat. I was still kind of sexy, though. I'm not even going to front. I was still sexy, though. Titties was like, boop. Ass was like, boop. But it was too much, though. It's too much. You know, my feet was hurt. My knees was hurt. It was too much. It was too much. But I've attained so much more through the experience. Okay? And you guys can too. Learn from your experiences. Cherish the things that you learn from your depression. Take notes. Keep striving. Keep pushing. You got this, guys. Love you.